Hey everyone, and welcome back. It's Nat from Cherish Cards. Today I have this cute little card from, we're using this stamp from My Favourite Things called You Have My Heart. For me, I've had this stamp for a little while, so I'm not too sure if it's available. But you can use this. It's more of the technique and the colouring and sort of the design that you can replicate. And we're also going to use this Paper Rose diagonal striped die. So I've already stamped it, and I've already stamped it out in Memento Tuxedo Black ink, which is sort of the main one that we have in Australia that we can get our hands on. That's good with Copic markers. So I'm going in with the skin colour at the moment, and I've used E04, E11, EOO and OOO. And we're going to use a little 15th of R20 just for a tiny bit of her cheeks, and that's all. I'm going to blend that out a little bit. I will come back to her ear because I have forgotten her ear. So E37, 34 and 30 is going to be for her hair. Generally speaking, I use probably about 4 colours for her hair, but I thought we'd give this a try. So I do go back in a little bit more to add some more. As I said, I'm used to having 4 colours, so I am going to go back in later on and add some of that darker colour down again. So it's just force a habit to not put as much down. This is when I sort of went, oh yeah, you need a bit more colour. So we're just using like little flick strokes because hair has that highlight and has that it's not totally blended and not totally smooth. And we just got to be careful with making sure you don't blend those out. So I did go back in to add, I should have left it there. I was like, stop. No, I did not. And then I was just like, that looks shocking. You're an idiot. So we've gone back in with O just to try and blend that out a little bit. And I'm just going to leave that to dry, and then I'll go back in again. And then once you really get it dried and put the other colour down, it's not going to be too noticeable at all. So it's not too bad. So here we go, colour her ear in. So this is a very relatively simple card. We're using a couple of different browns, of course. We're only using the green and the orange. So E49, 29, and 39. And 39 is the lightest colour. When you think about the numbers, it just feels wrong, but it works out quite well. The dog is not as dark as he looks. When you see the card in person, you can still see his little eye. You can still see his nose, his mouth. Of course, you can still see his nose. Duh. Anyway, but he had to be brown. I don't know why. He just had to be brown. So we're not, because he's only super fine. I'm not really playing around too much with fur strokes or anything like that, because I just thought it was a bit pointless with him being so little. And she's got her arm on him and the grass and all that sort of stuff. But I just think it's so super sweet that he's looking up at her. And we're just going to use some C's, I think 7 and 9 for his little nose, and that's about it. So we've got E19, YR18, and the 04, the YR04 for her dress. So I decided this is actually a combination that I would probably use for autumn leaves. And I thought, why not? Let's just go with it and see what happens. So I didn't want her dress to be all flat. I wanted to, because it's still going to have a little bit of the gathering at her waist. And I thought I'd give her a little bit of movement? You know, the curvature of the dress and everything else, even though it's quite small. And we're just going to blend that out with a YR04. So I have a habit that I tend to stick with certain colours. I love my BVs. I love my V94 and that sort of range. Even my B90s I love as well. So this was a little bit different, but it's totally my sort of colour, so I don't know why I don't use it, but like I would wear this orangey brown. So we thought we'd give that a little bit of a try. So we're just going to go through the same thing with the top part of her dress too when we get up to it, and give it in a couple of spots some definition where it might be puckered in, because she's not going to be it's not going to be smooth. Like parts of it would be smooth, but it's a little girl's dress. And what parent buys a dress that only has a couple of weeks worth of growth or wear, because these cherubs grow so fast. So G99, 94 and 82 are going to be our grass. I thought these colours had a nice sort of a bit of an olivey, a little bit of an olivey tone, I'm going to say, that it would blend in quite nicely. And what I usually do is on a scrap piece of paper, I will add that off to the side. I will put down the dress colour and I'll put down the grass colour and just see how they fit together and they work together. It's all about playing with your Copics and playing with the colours and seeing what you like. That's it with the colouring. I haven't done his little nose, so I just sort of touched up a little bit of her hand because the hand wasn't really cut seeing. So we're going to trim this out with some Paper Rose stitch rectangle as well. Now I have a couple of sets of this. This one it fits more of an Aussie base, but it's not quite, doesn't go up to the full A6. And we're just going to trim it out. We're going to leave that sort of image down the bottom a little bit. So this is the way, so we die cut all that. Another piece of cardstock, and it's just smooth night white cardstock. Pop out all the inner bits. See, it's a relatively simple little card. It's very clean and simple. Just double check that we've got the card around the right way. So I'm going to use some E600, I think it's called. Yes, E600, 6000, which I get actually from Spotlight. So you can't spell it. I can't spell it probably either, but and we've just put something heavy on that until it adhere. I went off and had some dinner or something like that. Some 3M Scotch foam mount tape. What I do with this stuff, because it's so sticky, I half unpeel it, and use the top half of it, or the unpeeled part of it, for my placement. Because once it's down, that's it, it's down. The other thing I might do is put a little bit of glue. If it's only a small area, put a little bit of glue just to, and for some reason I always, you would think one day I would remember that it is not an unscrew for the Wink Stella. That's it. So once the foam strip is down, that's it. So that's why we do. So like and subscribe, and I hope to see you back soon. Take care. Bye.